Hi everyone, welcome to Water Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, and this is a couple of replays for you arty fans out there. We've got two artillery games, both featuring French artilleries. Starting with the Tier 9, this is the Tier 9 French artillery, the BC, the Batchat 15555, the one with all the fives in it. And this replay has been sent to me by Elite Commando from Crazy Clan. They're a crazy bunch over at Crazy Clan, and he's playing on Abbey. See, he's got the G mod happening with his little French artillery piece, and he hasn't gone too far from the spawn. He's trying to get an early shot on whatever medium tanks or light tanks go into the Abbey at the start of the game, which they normally do. See, he's aimed in there, he's ready to take a shot, but looks like the enemy team just aren't coming to the party. So he's having a look down the water side. He's platooning with his old mate Twisted Metal 92 in the T10, one that used to be the IS 8, I think it used to be called, and he's playing in his T10, the Tier 9 Russian heavy tank. And he's going where heavy tanks go in this Tier 10 game. Needs to be a little bit careful, I think, because there's quite a few Tier 10 tanks there. A few grills floating around. And IS4 and IS7, which you'd probably want to be aware of down that 1-2 line. But Elite Commando is still searching for his first shot. And he's having a look at that Conway. I don't play artillery much, but I do seem to have a problem navigating the map when I've got the G mod turned on. Now, his first shot looks like his first shot might have went a bit wide. But Tugboat tells me the reload time is pretty good in this Tier 9 arty. You can see he's just about reloaded, and he's aiming at where the heavies are or were. Now he's aiming back towards the middle line. He's got his eye on that T62A. I don't know if that one hit because he was unspotted when the shell landed, but now he's looking to support his mate Twisted Metal in the T10 down on the heavy line. There's quite a few enemy tanks down there. Both the top tier heavies have been spotted down there, as well as a couple of Tier 9 tanks, the T10, the Conway, the T54. Gets a shot into that T10 for 375 hit points. And now he's searching for another damaging shot. Scores 3-2 at the moment, so it's still pretty tight. And Elite Commando is just having a look around, seeing what he can line up in the G mode. Looking for a shot on that T62A, but it looks like that T62A knows what he's doing. He knows if he sits there, Artie won't be able to shoot him, but it looks like he's having a bit of a poke. That looked like it went in, that shot. Now, I don't know if Elite Commando's got 6th sense in this tank, but he's moving anyway, just in case. Of course, there's two enemy artilleries. It's a common tactic for enemy arties to look for the shell traces and shoot the other artilleries on the other side. And that RU, if you can get a shot on that RU, he's going to take him out of the game, I think. But he's no longer spotted, that RU, so we don't know if he's hit him or not. Maybe did a little bit of splash damage. A little bit of a slow start to the game. They're down by 2 tanks now, so Elite Commando's not stuffing around. He's going to go straight for the grill, get a big gun out of it. It looks like that other shot come from the German artillery, which took him down to 500 hit points. But he's still chasing that little RU. Gets him that time and sets him on fire. Brings his damage counter up to 948, which isn't a bad start to the game, but his teammates really need to get rid of a few enemy tanks. It looks like a lot of them are. A lot of the enemy tanks have taken some damage, but the scoreboard's not reflecting that. They're still down by a couple of tanks. He's putting a couple of blind shots into where those grills, or maybe the Object 140 was last spotted amongst the trees on that heavy line where the heavies normally dish out the damage. Don't know what happened on that water side. The 8-9 line. It looks like they just fell apart. There was a T57 heavy there, as well as I think an E75 and maybe the Panther. But it looks like they've all been taken out. There's only the Jag Tiger left on that road. Now he keeps moving around. Pardon me. He keeps moving around. He obviously knows artillery might be looking for him. But at 3 to 7, something's got to happen. Twisted Metal's picked up a kill and is doing the right thing. He's not a top tier. There's still plenty of top tier enemy tanks around, and he's just holding that line. As Elite Commando picks up his first kill, getting rid of the T62A. Very handy tank to get rid of on any map. And it sort of gives the Abbey to that T54 lightweight on Elite Commando's side. He can run around that Abbey with impunity. Twisted Metal picks up a kill as well, getting rid of the IS-4. Very handy tank to get rid of. But now Elite Commando's focusing attention on that water road, because there are quite a lot of, still a few tanks pushing up there. Looks like the enemy tanks have taken a bit of damage on that road. Like the Waffle and the RU-251, they're both one-shots for the Jag or for artillery. But it looks like the T-54 lightweight's going to help that Jag Tiger and make sure he doesn't get flanked. They've lost that lead again. They're down 7-10, still down 3 tanks. But 451 damage into the grill will definitely help his side. Unfortunately, Twisted Metal gets taken out. And Elite Commando is starting to relocate now. He's starting to think it might get a bit dicey there. The IS-7, I'm not sure where the IS-7 was earlier. He definitely wasn't playing in that heavy part of the map. Or maybe he was. If he's down to 500 hit points, maybe he came back and he's going forward again. Object 140 be a very handy thing to get rid of. Elite Commando is going to make sure that IS-7 doesn't flank him. Unfortunately, the grill takes out that IS-7 on Elite Commando's side, but Elite Commando gets another shot off onto the IS-7, and all those tanks are one shots. The IS-7, the Object 140 and the grill. Not sure about the second grill, but all of those are, I think they're all below 100 hit points. So a shot from either artillery or the Jag Tiger. It looks like the Jag Tiger is coming back. We'll be able to take some tanks out of the game. He's just looking for the right angle, hoping that something gets spotted. The Jag gets rid of the Object 140. The IS-7's pushing straight towards that big German artillery. Is safe from Elite Commando there. But the Jag and the T-54 lightweight both pick up a kill, which evens the score right up, 12 apiece. 2 Arties and a light versus 2 TDs and an Artie. See the damage counter. Elite Commando has already picked up nearly 2,800 damage. That's damage that has been spotted. Don't forget, he did put some blind shots out at the start of the game. Obviously that damage won't be counted in the damage counter. He's lined up that grill quite nicely. He just clips him for 134 damage. That grill's still on 770 odd hit points. So the T-54 lightweight doing exactly the right thing, tucking under the ridge to try and keep that grill spotted. Not sure where the other grill is. The other grill was last spotted near Elite Commando's base, and there he is. He's just taken out the big German artillery and he's looking for Elite Commando. His mate's giving him some good encouragement in the chat. Oh, unlucky for him. His gun's facing the wrong way. He's frantically turning as Elite Commando aims. takes him out before he gets the chance to turn his gun on him, which is his second kill. It's still a 2 versus 2. Elite Commando and his French Tier 9 artillery piece, and the T-54 lightweight. The T-54 lightweight's been taken out of the game by that grill. Bobo 234 puts a blind shot in. Whether it hits or not, we just don't know. See, Bobo's picked up just the one kill, which was the T-54 lightweight. And I'll bet Elite Commando's witching. He still had that light tank to spot for him. Pardon me. Still getting over this bug, but we're getting there. 1 versus 2. What can Elite Commando do? The grill can definitely one-shot him. He's only got 440 hit points in his Tier 9 French artillery, and obviously he's not going to be relying on his armour. But he does have speed. Good thing about the French arties, they're all pretty quick. Up the top end anyway. I'm not sure about the low tier arties, but the high tier arties are all pretty quick. Having a turret definitely helps. I don't have the Tier 9 or 10 French artillery, but I've seen a few replays, and having the turret does seem to help when you're aiming and doing what arties do. We're finding a nice cozy little hidey hole here. I guess he's hoping the grill's going to push up that 1-2 line and he can get a sneaky shot into him, which hopefully one shot's enough to kill him. Because one shot is definitely enough for the grill to kill Elite Commando. And obviously the American arty, if the American arty hits him, he'll definitely kill him as well. So it's just a waiting game now. The grill's pretty quick, so the grill could come up at any moment. There he is. Very nice shot. Gets rid of him. Now he's got to use his mobility as he's reloading. He's going to relocate because you'd imagine the American arty might shoot there. And the American arty is played right into Elite Commando's hands here. Obviously the American arty's either gone straight up the waterline or straight through the guts onto the flag, and the American arty is thinking, there's only 2 minutes left in this game, maybe I'll need to cap it. But in jumping on the cap, he's told Elite Commando exactly where he is. I'm not sure what kind of view range these two artillery pieces have got, but bearing in mind the cap circle is so open, the Elite Commando has the benefit of camouflage from these bushes. And there he goes. He takes out the American arty to absolutely carry and win the game. As we look at the post-game battle results. Pardon me again, I think I'm going to die. He's got an ace tanker, mastery badge, ace tanker. Always a hard thing to get in an artillery, bearing in mind a lot of the damage that you do, you're not spotting. Often someone else is spotting, so you don't really get a great deal of experience for the damage you do compared to a tank that might be on the front line. He's picked up a Gauze medal, which it's always a thrill to get a Gauze medal in an arty because it means you've done 10 times the hit points of your vehicle. High caliber. And he's topped the score quite comfortably. Obviously some of those blind shots did go in. 4,744 damage, 4 kills, 1,185 base experience. Not easy to get the top experience score in an artillery, but Elite Commando with his old mate Twisted Metal has managed to do that in this replay. Tidy little profit. He fired 17 shots, 10 of them hit, and all 10 of those did damage. And that's those other 7 shots. There was quite a few blind shots in that game, so that's probably why some of those missed. But that was an awesome replay from Elite Commando as we move on to the second part of this double shot of French artillery. It's our old mate, the Mustang, and she's platooning with Katsunikan, the Mustang and Katsunikan platoon, the Muzkateers. Now they're on airfield, and this time Mustang's driving the Tier 10 French artillery, the autoloader. That's pretty much the same gun, I believe, as the Tier 9, except it's got a 4-shell clip. As she moves into position, now Katz is driving one of his favourite Tier 10 tanks, the TVP T5051, the auto-loading Czech medium tank. He absolutely loves that tank. And Muzz is back in the arty spot, doing what arties do. Now, if you're a fan of XVM, you're not going to be too happy to see this chance to win, 36%. But, as both Muzz and Katz will tell you, all that means is you've just got to play a little bit better than you normally do, and you'll win the game quite comfortably. They go one down early, but Katz is keeping that IS tracked. As Muzz puts a shell into him, and Katz takes him out of the game. Now she's looking around at those other heavies that are playing where the heavies play. Not much of a shot on the Conqueror, but that E5 is looking mighty tasty. Just waiting for that E5 to poke out. Very handy player. I see you hide. I know him from somewhere. Maybe the forums. Muzz is just having a look for an opportunity, and there it is. The M4A1 Rev, the Tier 8 French medium tank, premium tank, gets taken out of the game. And she's still got one shell left. What's she going to do? Is she going to reload? Or is she going to use her last shell on an unsuspecting tank somewhere else? Muzz and Katz have both picked up the only kills of the game so far. And she's just looking for an opportunity. Just puts a blind shot in because she doesn't want to waste her time. She wants to get that reload underway and out the way. She backs up, makes sure they're not countering. I don't think they are. I reckon they would have countered her by now if the enemy side were trying to do a bit of counter-arty. Pretty lengthy reload because it's a 4-shell clip. Looks like it was 53 seconds when Muzz hit her F8 key. Handy thing to do when you're in a tank like this. You let your team know how long you're going to be out of the game for, but then when you've got those 4 shells ready, you can just go to town on it. And she must be urging the reload to happen now, looking at those 3 big tanks that she could have shots on. Starts to line them up. That Conqueror is looking mighty tasty. It looks like it might be just about loaded. Left clicking like your life depended on it. Waiting for that reload. Sounds like it's close. Now it's time for Mustang to reap havoc. There's one kill, the TVP 50 top tier. Bang! There goes the little bulldog. Full health he was too. Absolutely gone. T-34 drives in the way of a shell. Thank you very much. That'll be my 4th kill. Can she get a shot on that Conqueror? Looks like he might be tracked. Bombs away, and there he goes. 4 shells, 4 kills. Mustang picks up her 5th kill as she waits for the reload again. You can see she's already done 2,400 damage, close enough to. That pesky little E5 is still sitting there, but looks like he has taken a bit of a beating from the tanks on Muzz's team. They're only up by 2 tanks. But at the moment, they look like they're confidently holding that heavy corner. Comprehensively won the waterline by taking out that Tiger 2. What he was doing down there, I'll never know. So So we're waiting for the shells to reload. That tortoise would look like a very nice target. Tortoise can confidently bounce a lot of shots, but generally not from above. From above, I'll generally go straight through the back of the engine deck. And Muzz will be looking at that 1600 damage up for grabs. Sounds like the clips are ready to be fired. She's looking at him. There's one shell. Looks like that shell tracked him, which is very, very handy when you've got 3 shells left. That shell, that second one, looks like it might have, didn't take any damage, so it might have just bounced him. She's hoping that he pokes out right now. She's only got 1 shell left. That clip's not going to be as devastating as the last one was, but she does manage to secure the top gun and get rid of that tortoise. And now it's 6 versus 4, make it a 6 versus 3 situation. 5 versus 3 now when the scores are 12 to 10. Muzz and Cats are both still alive. Muzz has picked up her 6th kill with at least 2800 damage, not counting any blind shots that we might have seen. Cats is running around, looks like he's keeping that. I'll have a bit of a look. He's keeping that E5 entertained. And Muzz looks like she's aiming in on him. Unfortunately, Cats gets taken out by the other artillery on the enemy side, the Tier 8 American artillery, the M40, M43. And Muzz is just waiting for those last 4 shells to come into her clip. She can hopefully get rid of that E5. Who's in a pretty handy spot for this part of the game. He's not totally safe from artillery, but it's not going to be an easy shot to get rid of him. Waiting to see what the 2 TDs are going to do. Hopefully one of them lights something up. No idea. That must be the ISU lighting up the E5 there. E5 moves into a pretty safe position. He knows what he's doing. I think Muzz put a clip into the E5 then, but he disappeared just as she fired. But she needs to take care of this Scorpion. The Scorpion can most likely one-shot her. That E5 got rid of the ISU 152. Unlucky shot there. I don't think the shot was really fully aimed. Cops 1 shot from the Scorpion. Very lucky to stay alive, but takes him out of the game. And ties it up at 2 apiece. Muzz picks up her 7th kill. 3,221 damage so far from what we've seen. The Waffle Traeger, Green Renegades from Harm, he is sitting on the cap circle, trying to put a little bit of pressure on the enemy side to get them to make a decision. Are they going to go back for the reset? In which case he can probably, I'm not sure the health that the Waffle Traeger's on, he could probably one-shot the E5 if he gets a penetrating shot, because the E5 I believe is on less than 500 hit points. Muzz is reloading again, letting her team know. And you wouldn't imagine the M40, which was spotted up at the B0 area, you wouldn't imagine he'd go back for the reset. It would be pretty much suicide. But it looks like they're going to let him cap it out. 5 seconds to go. Not bad for a 36% a chance to win. So you might as well just accept the cap and take the win and look for the glory. Not a bad game at all from the Mustang. Only a 3rd class mastery badge. Probably because there's so many people who drive this tank, and there's some massive games out there where people maybe do a little bit more damage than Muzz has done. But she secured the top gun, got top score quite comfortably, both in experience and damage, which is a hard thing to do in artillery, but turned the game around with that 4-shell clip, which picked up 4 kills in 4 shots. That really changed the battle in the middle of the map. Cats did a great job too, spotting. You can see he picked up 2100 damage by spotting in his TVP T50-51, the Czech Tier 10 medium tank. He absolutely loves it. And he also picked up a kill and 1600 damage himself. But where he really did the right thing by his team is spotting for the 2 artillery pieces that were in the game. Great game by Muzkateers, Mustang and Katsanakan, and also Elite Commander in the Tier 9 replay. Hope you've enjoyed these 2 artillery games. I'm not a real expert on arties, but they look like some pretty good results to me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you all next time.